Chicago Sports Desk. As always, I'm Alex Burstein, your host, and today it might be a little early, but it's never too early for college basketball. We're going to be going over the Big Ten and in particular Northwestern, their college basketball season, what it's going to be this year. It's been a long time since we've played college basketball here in Evanston, Illinois. They lost in the round of 32, a heartbreaker to Gonzaga. Fans will never forget that one. Northwestern's first ride to March Madness. In the 78-year history of that program, they hosted it twice but had never gone. That's saying the fans will never forget. Then Gonzaga went on to lose a heartbreaker to North Carolina in the championship game. Since then, Northwestern has moved arenas. They are now going to be playing at Allstate Arena as Welsh Ryan goes through some nice construction that will really update the stadium. A stadium that has not been upgraded for 40 plus years, minus the video boards. But other than that, the stadium really looks the same as it did 40, 50 years ago. And finally, there has been multiple scandals going around in the NCAA college basketball, some of which have had the FBI come in. Luckily, Northwestern has not been part of them. The Big Ten in general has not been part of them, but hoping that this all can get cleared up by the time the season starts so the players can just have a good competitive season. Rick Pitino, the Louisville coach, already losing, most likely losing his job after first the scandal where he used players sexually to get recruits, and now they've came out with him bribing players. But let's get back to some Northwestern basketball. First, I'm going to have some key players to watch for in their starting lineup, and then we're going to go into 4 stories I need you guys to watch for this season. So we're going to start with their lineup. So Bryant McIntosh and Scotty Lindsey are going to definitely be helpful this season. Both seniors, both guards, they're going to be the leaders of this team. One problem is their three-point shooting. Both did not shoot over a little over 30% last year behind the three-point arc. So they're going to need to up that if Northwestern really wants to be a contender. But the rest of their team looks good too. Derek Pardon, the big man center, Gavin Skelly and Isaiah Brown leading the bench, as well as some other key players who Vic Law is going to be there too, as well as Aaron Falzone. That really sums up the starting lineup. Not Isaiah Brown and Gavin Skelly. They'll be on the bench, but those are my 7 key players. Isaiah Brown is definitely going to be helpful. Next season is going to be his year to break out when McIntosh goes possibly to the pros. He's really been playing like a pro this past 3 seasons. So now we're going to go into our 4 news articles. Number 1, Chris Collins wants a Big Ten title and more. The coach of the Northwestern Wildcats always has strong opinions, but this might be one of his craziest ideas yet, but it's completely possible. I have Northwestern top 4 minimum in the Big Ten this season. The other teams, Wisconsin, always a contender, always finds some guy off the bench, doesn't start the season, who comes in to save the day. This is just 3 years, I believe, since the Wisconsin Badgers were in the Final Four with Frank the Tank Kaminsky. Then we have Michigan. Michigan, a surprise team last year, won the Big Ten tournament. Did not expect that to happen. And then made the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 in March Madness, something Northwestern could not do. They only made it to the round of 32, But that game was definitely debatable as there was some weak calls from the ref. Emotions run wild as those Wildcats fans saw their Wildcats play in the first ever NCAA tournament games. So then the other team to look for, Purdue. They lost their big man, Caleb Swinigan, but they did get a bunch of 4-star recruits, including Evanston native, where Northwestern plays. Nogel Eastern. Eastern became one of the top players in the country these past 4 seasons, a 4-season varsity starter. He really improved as a player and now is going to be six-man, at least, possibly starter for the Purdue Boilermakers. And then finally, we have your Northwestern Wildcats, and they are looking good this season. As I said, they have some solid players, but they did land four-star recruit Miller Coop out of Texas, the fifth best player in Texas, and the 25th best shooting guard in the country right now, high school. Class of 2018 in high school, so this will be his senior year. He's at Houston Christian in Houston, Texas. But after this season, he'll be headed out Midwest to Evanston to play for your Northwestern Wildcats. Our almost last story is Northwestern being ranked really high this season. After last season, they ended the season ranked 28th. They did not make the top 25, but received the third most top 25 votes out of teams that did not make the top 25, therefore putting them in 28th place. Not a bad way to end the season, but not exactly what they wanted. They could have gone much farther, especially if they had gotten an easier draw. But they're going to try to improve on that this year. But then also in two other rankings, one, the USA Today ranks them 15th in the country, behind Notre Dame at number 14. Northwestern's coming off a 22-14 season. Very good, but amazing that USA Today can think they can be the number 15 team in the country. That would bring them a top 4 seed. Some Wildcats fans would think they'd never see in their life. And then the other poll that came out is the SB Nation poll. SB Nation covering all sports. They got an early preseason poll, and they have Northwestern as a 22 ranked team in the country. That would put them a 6th seed, but really any seed under the 9 seed, which they got last season, would be great for the Wildcats to see that they're really improving. I think they can do it, especially with their nice roster. But they are going to have one challenge, playing at a new arena, All-State Arena, not as much of a hometown team anymore due to some construction at Welsh Ryan, but hopefully they'll be able to play through that and play a nice steady season at Welsh Ryan. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check out the other Chicago Sports Desk episodes, and always make sure to listen every Wednesday for a new episode. I've been a little busy with school, but I'm going to try to release one every week still. If I miss a week, don't worry. I just probably had a lot of schoolwork, and I'll either do one later that week or the next Wednesday. So thanks for listening, as always, and signing off, Alex Burstein. Good night.